We're almost done with the scavenger hunt. We're finally beating Blue Cabin this year.
Blue Cabin always wins, and they're real sore winners about it. Look, we can take the Eureka Point Bridge as like a shortcut back to camp.
Let's see what we have left. Do we have dandelions? Did someone get fungi?
Why is a mushroom always invited to the party?
Why?
He's a fun guy.
Something man-made?
I got it.
Tell me you did not just take the lucky bolt that's holding Eureka Point Bridge together?
It's okay, guys. I can just put it back.
Oh, no. This means we're gonna lose the scavenger hunt.
Maybe we could build our own bridge?
Gia, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Kitty!
Who's Kitty?
Kitty's this genius mad scientist who we're only supposed to call in times of need.
Was that always there?
Hi, Kitty!
Kitty's a cat.
And you're a human.
Whoa!
Looks like you need help building a new bridge.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Connecting you to my old college roommates.
Hey team, my name's Dr. Davina Durgana.
Hey, I'm Debbie Sterling.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Hill.
I heard you need help rebuilding the Eureka Point Bridge. First step, we need to understand what's happening in our brains when we try to solve problems.
There's a couple of different ways that you can solve problems. One way is when you're actively thinking about it. So you're using your memory, which is stored in your hippocampus, which is one region of your brain that's your memory center. The other way that you can solve problems is more creatively, when you're not necessarily using your memory. What's happening is that you have all of these thoughts kind of floating around in your head at different times. Maybe they're things that you've learned in school, maybe they're things that you've seen elsewhere, but you're using all of these different areas of your brain more subconsciously.
That sounds cool.
It's like you're going for a walk or you're playing a game, and then all of a sudden you think, oh my God, I can think of that solution to a problem, and it just kind of pops into your head.
Whenever I'm starting an engineering project, step one is I just start brainstorming. If you're tackling something like building a bridge, what I like to do is just close my eyes and picture bridges that you've seen before in real life. And as I picture this bridge in my head, I can start to remember some of the shapes and the form of that bridge.
Math is a huge part of building a bridge. We use math to measure all of the component pieces, and we use math to make sure all of the angles are right. Math is in everything.
You can just start by prototyping.
Wow! Engineering. Let's go!
We're so gonna get first place.
You know, I'm not mad that we got last place, because we gotta learn a bunch of stuff we didn't even know before.
Totally. And watching the bridge collapse, that was like the coolest thing we've seen in camp.
It was the coolest thing we've seen yet.
I am so impressed you came up with a triangle, because actually triangles are a great shape because they hold a lot of load without using a lot of material. So they're used in bridges all the time. It's actually called a truss.
When you solve problems as a team, your solutions are often way better than if you try to solve them yourself. When you think about it, everybody has gone to different schools, everyone has a different family and a different culture, and people live in all different places. So when we all come together and solve problems, we're bringing all of these different things that we've learned from all of these different places. So there are so many more pieces that we can fit together to come to the best solution.
Great work today, Gia, Malachi, and Kiarra. We're so proud of you.
Hey, thanks for helping our team out.
So what I have here is an alginate solution. Alginate is a polymer in itself, and it's actually extracted from seaweed. What I have in here is calcium chloride, which is a salt. Calcium likes to form two bonds. It's important to have two bonds for us to do a cross polymerization, which is what we're about to do. So what I'm going to do is put this alginate solution into the calcium chloride, and the calcium is going to get really excited. It's going to grab one alginate, and it's going to grab another alginate, and it's going to keep grabbing them in ways that basically makes them cross polymerize. And it's really, really fun to watch. And it's also instantaneous. All right, so here we go. I'm going to squirt, and when I pull this out, we actually make a polymer worm that happens right before your eyes. Outside of this being really cool chemistry, there are a lot of applications for this type of chemistry as well. Even in the pharmaceutical space where I work, this alginate or these seaweed-based polymers can be used to make gel capsules that can hold medications. So believe it or not, you can eat this.
Oh, look how cute it is. Can I eat this?
I don't have my foraging guide with me, so no, absolutely not.
Yes, sir. Half-eaten bag of chips.
Ugh.
Really?
This bag is neither recyclable or biodegradable. If we weren't cleaning up for the 4th of July barbecue, it would probably still be here in 100 years.
We'd be done a lot faster if Gia were here.
There she is.
Gia!
You listening to your explosions playlist again? Gia? You got us! You can come out now, Gia! Gia Louise Coquette III!
I know what this is.
What? Some sort of prank that definitely won't go viral on TikTok.
She must have did something super wrong and turned herself into this doll.
I don't even think that's possible.
How else do you explain this life-size doll wearing Gia's clothes? Gia!
Why are you yelling at it?
Is it hard to hear through plastic? I don't know that much about it.
You know who probably does?
This is going to be the most epic.
Hey,
Hi, kitty.
Right. Did Gia turn into plastic? Connecting you to my friends who I backpacked through Australia with.
Hey friends, my name is Paula Garcia Todd. Hey team, I'm Samantha T. Porter. Hey Helen, nice to see you.
Hi, my name is Helen Tran.
Hey there.
I heard you wanted to figure out if your friend turned into plastic. So what is a plastic? Let's think about polymers first.
So a polymer is a really long molecule. And these polymers can be used in a lot of different places. But in medicine in particular, polymers are usually used as inactive ingredients in your medicine. So they can act as binders, fillers, coatings, and they can even modify the release of the pharmaceutical active in your body. Although all plastics are made from polymers, Not all polymers are considered plastics. Plastics can only come from petrochemical-based polymers. Now, we have a lot more man-made materials that were created using chemical processes. And these materials also take a long time to degrade. Things like regular plastic.
Plastics right now are kind of boring. They're just inert and inactive. But what I'm working on is making these plastics electron conducting so that we can make stretchable electronics.
Whoa, polymers!
Hey, Helen, do you think you could build me a wearable cat phone?
Yeah, maybe in the future we won't even have phones anymore. We'll have these electronic stickers to replace the phone. So instead of holding a phone, maybe we can put a little sticker on your ear and then you can tell the sticker when to call me. That's why we need to make them biodegradable.
Meow.
Well, that still doesn't tell us where Gia went.
I'm right here. Gia! Yeah?
You're you!
I am me. Is this a riddle?
He means you're human you instead of doll you.
That's not a doll, that's my test dummy, Gia 2.0. You know, I was gonna shoot myself out of this super cool rocket when the fireworks go off tonight, but Kitty suggested that I should probably get in touch with Helen. She helped me design and 3D print her with carrot plastic. So if she explodes, she's perfectly biodegradable and I won't be damaging the environment. So it's a win-win. Thanks, Helen.
Even though your friend did not turn into plastic, we're actually made of polymers, specifically biopolymers. So DNA is a good example of something that is a polymer that we're made of.
That gives me a great idea.
We eat Gia 2.0.
What? No.
No, we use your carrot plastic to make biodegradable utensils and packaging for tonight's 4th of July barbecue.
That is such an impressive solution, Kiarra.
I'm so glad to see how creative you are and you're learning more about polymers and thinking about creative ways of making new types of plastics.
Well done, team. Well done.
Thanks, Kitty.
Grandmother, Runika Jurikan, she's one of my favorite role models because she was 16 when she had my mom and ended up leaving Guyana very young with her 4 children to have a life in the United States. She never finished high school, but she's never stopped supporting all of our educational goals and is one of the biggest, brightest lights in our lives. I'm Dr. Davina Durgana, and I use statistics to measure human rights. Often this means that I'm using data around the world to try to figure out where we can best put resources to help the most people.
We must be walking in circles.
I'm never gonna have a s'more again.
How to not get lost in the dark with Erica Hamden and Aaron McGee. Today, we learn how to make a compass out of a needle, a magnet, a cork, and a little bit of water. Wow! Also, did you know lizards will drop their tails to confuse predators? Don't worry, their tails grow back in no time. But first, dance break time.
How long have we been walking?
We're totally getting closer. I can feel it.
They're not. Are they walking in circles?
You guys, we must be walking in circles.
You are correct.
Oh my god! We're gonna be trapped in the woods in the dark.
No luck. The GPS on my phone isn't working.
I'm never gonna have a s'more again.
I know it can get scary, but it won't get too dark. We still have the light from the moon and the star. Wait, guys, that's it! The stars!
Constellations.
Cat fact! Before cell phones and GPS, humans used the stars to navigate.
That one looks like a fire emoji.
They all look the same to me.
Gia, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh, duh. Kitty!
Meowquery in retrograde? Yikes!
What's
What's
up,
up,
Kitty?
Kitty?
Looks like you got yourself into a little pickle getting back to camp. Connecting you to my favorite karaoke partner.
Hey team, my name is Erica Hamden. I'm a professor of astrophysics at the University of Arizona. I spend most of my time building telescopes or thinking about how to build telescopes. But I heard that you guys needed some help with navigation. The best way to navigate by the stars is to figure out which way is north. How do you think you can find north?
I would probably try to identify some type of star that signifies north, and the most popular one I can think of is probably the North Star, so maybe I would use that to my advantage somehow.
Great job.
Woohoo!
First, you have to find the constellation that's known as the Big Dipper. Big Dipper looks like a ladle, and so you want to look for first the handle of the dipper, and then they're going to lead you to the hot part of the dipper, which is 4 stars, the last 2 stars of the ladle part of the dipper, and then trace a straight line from those 2 stars outwards, and that's going to lead you right to the North Star. Then you'll face that star, and then that means that north is ahead of you and south is behind you.
If that's north,
And camp is west.
then we should go that way? Let's go!
Oh no! Clouds!
Uh-oh.
Where did the North Star go?
So an alternative is to use the Earth's magnetic field to show you the way. Maybe you should try building your own compass.
It's a plan.
Our fearless campers are using a magnet, needle, cork, and a little water to find north. Step 1. Magnetize the needle by drawing the magnet across the needle a bunch of times. Flip the needle and magnet and repeat. Step 2. Put the needle through the cork. Step 3. Float the needle and cork in a little bit of still water. The magnetized needle will orient itself with the Earth's magnetic field, and it will point to north, just like a compass would.
North?
Connecting you to my favorite hiking partner.
Hi, my name is Erin McGee. I'm a science communicator and a herpetologist. A herpetologist is someone who studies reptiles and amphibians. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I myself am a little bit afraid of the dark, but we really don't have to be. Go ahead, check out your new friends.
Hey! I haven't seen you guys since last year.
It's important to conserve animals because they're all playing these roles that make our ecosystems work. Lizards are great for nutrient cycling, so they act as predators and prey. So if you have like a lot of lizards hanging around, then they're the reason why you're not seeing some of like those smaller insects and pests, because like the lizards are eating them. They also are eaten by a lot of other things. So other lizards, snakes, birds, small mammals all rely on lizards as part of their food sources. We need to have balance. We need to have animals that eat the stuff on the ground, that eat the stuff in the middle layer, and that can eat the stuff up high.
Where'd you get those s'mores from?
That's the same direction our compass is pointing toward.
That means it works! Thanks, guys.
Right on, possums.
Great job, Gia. Great job, Malachi. And great job, Kiarra.
Well done, team. Well done.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm Gia. As you know, I'm one of the stars from Camp GoldieBlox. And I'm super excited to be diving in with you guys to find out all about the science behind our globbles and also about your adventures at Aquanauts today. So first of all, to start us off, can you guys introduce yourselves and maybe you can tell us a little bit about what we're doing here today and why?
Hi, I'm Sydney Hamilton. I'm an aerospace engineer.
And I am Samantha T. Porter, and I am an archaeologist.
My name is Adele Luna. I've been trained as a physicist. So we're all 3 scuba divers, and we dove down here to the habitat. We're spending 24 hours under the water, and what allows us to become aquanauts is because actually part of the habitat is still exposed to the ocean. So we have a moon pool in part of the habitat, and that means that the pressure is higher in the habitat. So after 24 hours, our body reaches equilibrium at point of saturation, and that allows us to fulfill the definition of an aquanaut versus anyone who's on a submarine or just doing kind of a short-term scuba diving.
So today we're going to be making these oobleck and biodegradable glitter-filled globbles, which are super cool. For the base, you're going to need some spoons, some cornstarch, water, a balloon, a funnel, and of course the optional things if you want to add a little bit of an artistic touch.
We had to actually make our own funnel, and this is important to science because
So sometimes you don't have the equipment easily available. For example, when you're 22 feet underwater. So instead of a funnel, we actually took a water bottle and we cut the bottom off.
like a true YouTuber.
And this is not just something you do when you're an aquanaut. This is very much something you do in science all the time. Sometimes you gotta be creative and figure some stuff out on the fly. Oobleck is what we call a non-Newtonian fluid, and that sounds very fancy. But basically what it means is if there is stress applied to the fluid, or so in this case, cornstarch and water, it's going to behave differently than if there's no stress. So in the case of oobleck, when you apply a lot of pressure, like hit it really quick with a spoon, it'll be solid. But for example, if you're just holding it in your hand, it'll be liquid and actually start dripping.
Are you supposed to add this in all at once, or is it more like slowly in parts?
I'd say it's better to do it step by step, because a lot of the time, right, you want to make sure you're not adding too much water or too much cornstarch. So if you're combining them a little bit at a time, then you're more likely to be able to sort of control how things come together and then get a better result. So, and another thing is sometimes recipes you'll have to adapt depending on your environment. So for example, if you live on top of a mountain, your box of brownies might have some different instructions. And right now we're 22 feet underwater. So, right, exact instructions that make sense on the surface might not make sense here. So by doing things a little bit at a time, right, we can make sure we're getting some really quality oobleck for a globble.
Oobleck for a globble.
Oh yeah.
How's yours going?
Mine's going pretty good so far. I've almost added all the water in here. It's a little bit difficult to mix up because it's like getting solid almost, but
That's
what it does.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what's happening.
All right. Do you want a spoon? So that once it's hanging out, it becomes liquid again.
Yeah, but when I initially, it's hard, but then it just slowly,
which is what it makes it nice as a globble. All right.
How's yours looking?
mine's looking pretty good, I think, now that I'm using spoons. We're getting a little better.
I think so.
All right. We're going to be careful with the glitter here because as those of you who use glitter know, it has a tendency to spread. And since we're in a special environment, we're going to be careful here.
We have special glitter.
Yes. So we have biodegradable glitter,
which is much better for the environment. So,
all right, we're going to just sprinkle a little of our biodegradable glitter here. All right. For a little sparkle, it matches my outfit.
This is a great mixture. So what I'm gonna do?
Y'all.
Look!
So yeah, it might seem like we're in the living room. We are in fact underwater.
So this is actually how we got in.
We had to have all this equipment on to come in here.
Oh, he's taking a picture of you.
Wondering, since we are making globbles, is there any way that making type of fidgets and science experiments like globbles, does that relate to your careers or jobs in any type of way?
A little bit about, creativity and being able to invent stuff. So as divers, we all have different body types. And when I started diving, you know, it was really hard to find things that were smaller to my body type. And so I started modifying my gear. So I wasn't going to let that stop me, and you shouldn't let that stop you. You know, you can find creative ways. So for example, this bag that I put on my leg, they didn't have a smaller strap. So I cut the strap, and I don't know if you can see, I stitched it up so it fit me. And that's part of it. Don't ever think that because the gear is not there for you, or it's not your size, you're not meant to be there, you can 3D print stuff.
Yeah. So another thing is when we were coming down, I thought, oh, it'd be really cool to get a first person view. And so right before coming here, I 3D printed this, and it sits on my mask. And of course, because it's, you know, I made the mask and the 3D printed piece.
Color coordinated.
Yeah. So again, like a lot of, especially in archaeology, where we don't have as much money as some other fields, we sort of have to be creative and sort of make our own gear. And that's really important too, because right, if we're able to do that, that means we're opening up the field and more people can participate as well.
That is really amazing. That's so cool how you're able to be crafty and kind of artistic in a way while also being super scientific.
To add some texture to our globble. But it's actually working really well. As you can see, the spoon just goes straight through unless if you tap it. If you go straight through, it's easy, but when you hit it, it becomes very solid.
Yep, and we did a pre-experiment, and we found out that the balloons we originally got seemed to be breaking. So as to not get oobleck over our lovely environment here, we're not going to be proceeding, but Gia will demonstrate what one would do.
Yeah, so I filled it up there. I tied it in here. There's some biodegradable glitter, which is super cool, and the Orbeez are in here. And then the cornstarch and water made the oobleck. So it's a really interesting consistency, but super satisfying.
I like that description.
That was so much fun. I had so much fun making these globbles and talking to you guys about your experiences, Aquanauts.
Thanks for having